neuro-linguistic programming brain through language.
डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग आती है अपने मुतालिक, अपनी ज़ात के मुतालिक और दूसरों के मुतालिक.
This is one of the first things in my courses. ये जो चीज़
I have used one of your techniques in my sales and it closed.
अब लगता है कि जो मेरा एक स्किल लेवल है शायद मुझे वो पहले महसूस नहीं हो रहा था.
क्योंकि I feel like I need it. Because I can. Look, I am way better than I thought I would be, you know.
If you're getting training in Pakistan, I want to recommend that you train with Kamran.
Kamran Sultan. He is fantastic and I highly recommend him.
Highly recommend. If you want to learn NLP, learn from the best in Pakistan, learn from Kamran.
I transformed as a human being, as a mother. मेरी पेरेंटिंग बहुत इम्प्रूव हुई विद माई डॉटर्स, माई रिलेशनशिप इम्प्रूव्ड. इसके अलावा मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ मेरे रिलेशनशिप्स बहुत इम्प्रूव हुए.
आफ्टर दिस ट्रेनिंग आई कैन सी कि द मीनिंग ऑफ माय लाइफ हैज जस्ट चेंज्ड.
यहाँ से अपनी लाइफ को पीछे की तरफ देखता हूँ, 5 साल पीछे की, और आज जब मैं अपने आप को देख रहा हूँ तो एक डिफरेंट इंसान की सूरत में अपने आप को देख रहा हूँ.
Assalamu alaikum. Again, this is Kamran Sultan. Today is March 19th, 2023. और आज का हमारा जो सेशन है 3 घंटे में, you will get a good deep introduction to NLP and you will have some ideas about what NLP is. And my intention is that by the end of this program, you will, have more curiosity. You will know whether this is something you would want to pursue further, study further, or this is something just like not your ballgame. Okay, so I want you to have that kind of understanding with this. और ये जो आज का हमारा session है, this is basically, you can say it's an introduction to NLP Practitioner certification training. So with that in mind, let's begin. So first of all, since many of you are here for the first time, some of you have not seen me earlier. My name is Kamran Sultan. I'm a master trainer of neuro-linguistic programming. And what is neuro-linguistic programming? बहुत सारी मेरी YouTube channel पे अगर आप चाहें तो मेरी बहुत सी इस पे videos आपको मिलेंगी. And there's a lot of information. लेकिन briefly अगर हम NLP की definition में जाएं, 3 लफ्ज हैं: neuro-linguistic programming. Okay, बहुत ही simple neuro-linguistic programming brain through language. Okay, so हमारे brain पे, हमारे nervous system पे, हमारी neurology पे, हमारी communication का क्या effect होता है, या किसी दूसरे की communication का हमारे ऊपर, या हमारी communication का किसी दूसरे के ऊपर क्या effect होता है. So NLP basically एक you can call it a science if you want. I don't think this is a science. Okay, you can call it a pseudoscience if you want, but it's an art. And it is the study of subjective experience that basically tells us the effect that our language, our communication has on us as well as on other people. The way that we communicate to ourselves, how it influences us, and the way that we communicate to ourselves or other people, how it influences them. And how by changing our communication, वो effect, it's like, so if we are communicating with people and we are not getting the kind of results we want from them, how we can change our way of communicating and get the kind of results we want. Okay, so इसके जो 3 parts हैं, neuro से मुराद, as I said, this is related to our nervous system. हमारे ज़हनों में जितनी भी information है, this is over our 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, smell, taste. So इस NLP में जो इनके लिए words use होते हैं, sight के लिए visual, auditory for hearing, sound, kinesthetic for touch, olfactory for smell, and gustatory for taste. Sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory. हमारी जितनी भी information external environment से हमारे ज़हन को आ रही है, इन 5 senses के through आ रही है. और ये information हमारे ज़हन में internally जो process हो रही है, we are creating interpretations of events. Okay, so हमारी neurology में, so neuro से जो मुराद है, it's our nervous system. लिंग्विस्टिक्स की जब हम बात करते हैं तो इसमें दो चीजें आती हैं. लिंग्विस्टिक्स में हमारी वर्बल एज वेल एज नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, इट्स हम क्या कह रहे हैं, दूसरा हम कैसे कह रहे हैं. और इसमें फिर मजीद अगर हम जाएं, सो एक वो कम्युनिकेशन है जो मेरे अपने अंदर मेरे साथ हो रही है, जिसमें कहता हूँ मेरी सोच, आई एम थिंकिंग. ओके. दूसरी वो कम्युनिकेशन जो मेरी किसी दूसरे के साथ हो रही है. ओके. सो आपकी अपने साथ जो कम्युनिकेशन है, और व्हाट वी कॉल द इंट्रापर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन, एंड आपकी कम्युनिकेशन किसी दूसरे के साथ विच यू कॉल इंटरपर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन, इन दोनों चीजों का इफेक्ट आपकी न्यूरोलॉजी पे क्या आ रहा है. ओके. सो हम जब लिंग्विस्टिक्स की बात करते हैं, इसमें हम इंटर एंड इंट्रापर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन इन दोनों की बात कर रहे हैं. और इन दोनों में जो फर्दर जो तीन चीजें आती हैं वो है द वर्ड्स दैट वी यूज, द टोन विथ विच वी वर्ड्स यूज, एंड द फिजियोलॉजी विथ विच वी यूज those words. Okay, so the body language, आसान लफ्जों में जिससे आप कहें. Okay, so हम क्या कह रहे हैं, हम कैसे कह रहे हैं, और हमारे यानी टोन क्या है, हमारा लहजा क्या है, और हमारा उस वक्त how we are using our physiology, how we are using our body. So एक ही word एक अगर मुख्तलिफ टोन के साथ और एक मुख्तलिफ फिजियोलॉजी के साथ एक्सप्रेस किया जाए, उसके माने चेंज हो जाते. So if, for example, if I say Assalamu alaikum and I say Assalamu alaikum, so different physiology, it will have a different meaning. If I say Assalamu alaikum, okay, now I have not changed the word, but the meaning that a listener will get will be different because I have changed the way I'm saying that word. So it's not what we are saying as much as how we are saying that matters. Okay, so linguistics is about communication. And programming basically मेरे और आपके जहन में जो बेशुमार thought patterns चल रहे हैं, बेशुमार हमारे जहन में जो programs चल रहे हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें जो रवैये हमारे अंदर generate होते हैं, it's the result of the thinking process that is happening. So those thinking process, those patterns is what we are calling programs here. So neuro-linguistic programming, ये जो term है neuro-linguistic programming, अक्सर लोग उसको confuse कर जाते हैं, but इसके जो founders हैं, there are two people mainly, Dr. Richard Bandler and John Rinder. These are the people back in 1970s. They studied some of the best therapists of their time, and some of the best communicators. They studied their ways of communicating. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाऊँगा because इसकी हिस्ट्री में अगर हम जाएंगे हमारे कम से कम 1 घंटा में खाली हिस्ट्री के एक्सप्लेन करने चाहिए. So, but Richard Bandler, Dr. Richard Bandler and John Rinder, they studied some of the best therapists of their time. And they found कि वो जो therapists हैं, they have a particular way of communicating. Like वो therapists who are able to produce amazing results. उनमें दो लोगों का जो नाम है सबसे टॉप पे आता है इसमें, जिनको सबसे पहले स्टडी किया, उनमें खातून थी जिनका नाम था वर्जीनिया सैटर, और एक साहब थे जिनका नाम था डॉक्टर मिल्टन एच एरिक्सन. मिल्टन एरिक्सन जो था, he was a hypnotist and he was a medical doctor. He was a trained psychiatrist. He was the head of psychiatry department in Arizona State Hospital, and he was also a psychiatrist, a hypnotist. He was a person जिसने 60 साल 1920 until his death in 1980 practiced hypnosis for 60 years, treated over 30,000 people, and wrote over 100 research papers and books on hypnosis. इसका काम इतना broad है, इतना vast है कि there's a separate branch of hypnosis which is entirely based on his words, and it's called Ericksonian hypnosis, जिसे आप conversational hypnosis भी कहते हैं, indirect hypnosis भी कहते हैं. So Milton Erickson was the person behind it. So Richard Bandler, John Rinder, when they studied Virginia Satter and Milton Erickson, they found they have a very particular way of communicating. Virginia Satter, by the way, was a woman who was very, very precise in her communication. Okay, I'll give you a brief idea of their ways of communicating shortly, inshallah, आज के session में. But these were the two people who were initially studied. और उनकी स्टडी से, उनको स्टडी करके, उनके जो पैटर्न्स थे कम्युनिकेशन के, of precision communication and hypnotic communication, Richard Bandler and John Rinder created some models of communication जिनको उन्होंने मिल्टन मॉडल और मेटा मॉडल का नाम दिया था. और उन्होंने जो सबसे पहले NLP का भी नाम इजाद होने से पहले 4 किताबें लिखी थी, जिनका 2 किताबें हैं स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मैजिक वॉल्यूम 1 and 2, And then 2 किताबें हैं, Patterns of Hypnotic Techniques of Milton H. Erickson, Volume 1 and 2. These are 4 books. इसमें आपको Neuro-Linguistic Programming का लफ्ज़ नहीं मिलेगा. But ये किताबें जो थी, this was the foundation work for NLP, like over 50 years ago now. So Richard Bandler, John Rinder, they created this model, and they called it Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And
Hello, this is Dr. Richard Bandler, and if you're getting training in Pakistan, I want to recommend that you train with Kamran.
Richard Bandler, John Rinder, when they created NLP, they created certain principles, okay, or NLP, we call them convenient beliefs of NLP. We also call them, presuppositions of NLP. So, chand, yani koi bhi science hoti hai, koi bhi, we are Muslims, and as Muslims, there's a certain belief system we follow. Okay, we believe in Allah, we believe in Rasulullah, we believe in Quran, we believe in Jannah, we believe in Jahannam, we believe in Akhirah. Those are our beliefs. Okay, so anyone who disagrees with the belief system Islam, we say, oh, this person is not a Muslim. So we believe on that the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the last and final messenger. Okay, anyone who doesn't believe it, he can call himself whatever he wants, but he is not a Muslim. Okay, so for a Muslim to be a Muslim, there is a certain belief system that we have to follow.